Hello.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Structured Gibberish Friday night stream. Today on April 1st, I believe it is. Um, not any special day at all. I'm Brian. That's Pat on the other side there, and yeah, we're here live in the space. We're in space.
In the space.
So it is April Fool's Day.
So I'm told.
It is kind of a weird one because I didn't see brands doing anything stupid this year.
Yeah. I did honestly, for me, I hardly saw anything. I had like maybe one or two um hits that were just kind of I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give everybody a pass this year.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, we're tired.
Mhm.
We're tired. Plus, what isn't believable anymore?
You know, I think that's the interesting thing about it is it's there were the first couple of things that I saw on Twitter. I don't even remember what they were, but there was like one or two things that I looked at and I was like, "Oh, that's an odd choice, but okay." And then like scrolled a little bit and then I went, "Wait a second." And I scrolled back and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's an April Fool's joke." Like it wasn't like nothing's shocking. But also I think people aren't trying to they're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes anymore. They're not, you know, there's not like
I
that time when was it Wendy's or somebody said they were going to feed the homeless and then said April Fools and everyone was like, that's really not cool.
That's not cool. That's not cool. Yeah, we're in the age of, hey, that's not cool.
Yeah,
We're not a very fun loving bunch right now.
no.
I tell you, in my house, we did a little bit. We never there are certain rules to April Fool's Day. Nothing that you can't clean up easily.
Hmm.
Nothing that hurts anyone, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, and usually, and obviously nothing destructive. Because for a little while my daughter was watching like YouTube prank videos, and so those got out of hand pretty quickly. Um, but so yeah, this morning I woke up, uh, pretended I was checking my phone. I could hear my daughter was already up, and I just yelled in a sleepy voice. I was just like, "Oh my gosh! Oh, Marion, we got a message from the principal. Everybody has they're on spring break
Hmm.
this week."
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh my god, we got a message from the principal. All the kids have to be in for an assembly right now." And I had just taken all of her her uniforms and everything downstairs to go through the laundry last night. So I knew she didn't have any clothes. I was like, "Where are all your clothes? We gotta go now." And she starts flipping out a little, and then I was just like, "Yeah, you got to get there for the April Fool's Day assembly." And she just drops her eyes like, and then she got me back. Um, I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what because she's downstairs, and you just heard like a thud, and then she goes, "Oh, darn it, Dad! I dropped something. Can you come help me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. What did you drop?" She's like, "I don't know."
This isn't suspicious
I'm
at
like,
all.
okay, I'm on my way. And then I walk out of the bedroom, and those squishmallows. You guys have any
Yes, we
squishmallows
have
at your house?
too many of
So we
those.
have
Yeah,
one of the several, the big
we
ones.
don't have any that
Um,
big.
she has a real big one that's a dragon, and so she's holding it by the tail, and I just get whacked in the face. But it's a squishmallow, so it's very harmless. But it was a good one. It was a good one. I was expecting something. I wasn't expecting that.
See,
So
that's genius because you knew
yeah,
you knew it was a prank, right? You knew it was a prank coming, and then she switched it up on you.
right, right.
You
Physical
you
comedy.
raised her
I
right.
love it. And then we did try to prank my wife, and we got her because she was sleeping.
Hmm.
Like Marion said, "Mommy, I was just on my phone," which she doesn't have, "and I got a message from Ray, who's Amanda's boss, that that you have to get to work right now. There's a special event today, and you're supposed to set up." And Amanda's like waking up, and she's like, "What? What?" And then I'm like, yes, it's the April Fool's Day event. Ah! So she
Yes.
was okay. She there was terror and then laughter. So it was a good one.
That'll get the heart pumping in the morning. That'll get you out of bed.
Right, right.
Yep.
So yeah, those were good ones. How about? I mean, do you guys do anything in your
We
house?
don't do. We do. We do jokes on each other constantly, and I don't think the kids even knew
You
it was
take a
April
break
Fool's Day.
on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, they went to the zoo
They're
today.
unfamiliar with the concept. Oh,
They
that's a good one.
came home with giant stuffed animals.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So jokes on us for uh, you know, their rooms are filled with stuffed animals.
I hear you. I hear. I bought some of those nets. I used to have those when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
You guys have any of
yeah. I
those?
had those. We don't have them now.
And then I realized though that with because she has a bunk bed, there's no good corner for it, so I have to like hang it over a window, which is weird.
Hmm,
So, but it is what it is.
it is.
Whatever. We're storing stuffed animals.
Well, let me show you the first April Fool's joke that I saw. I When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's some new information I hadn't seen before." But it turns out it was a really well crafted April Fool's joke. So I'm going to switch over to browser view. I hope it works. Um, okay, so the tweet. This is from the Hashtag archive. That's Hasbro Takara archive. Only known photo of Hasbro's G1 Unicron production test run from 1986. Toy was withdrawn and scrapped at the last minute, though it was rumored that a few slipped copies through the net. A few slipped copies through the net. Well, you know what they mean. So,
Yep.
and then it's got this picture of the original G1 Unicron toy that was never released in the box on a shelf and everything. You know, a couple copies of it. And so the story is this toy never made it past the prototyping stage. Like they made it
Uh,
in 86 for the movie and just they couldn't figure out a way to bring it to market. Like they couldn't make the toy good and then they couldn't figure out how to bring it to market without it just being ridiculously expensive for the 80s.
right.
And
Sure.
so to see like actual box art of it is like had never like it never got to that point, you
Uh
know.
huh.
And so this guy that I follow, Richard Sargent, who makes stop motion Transformers videos that are really good, he was like, you know, this kid I knew in grade school said that he had one of these. Maybe he really did. I never believed him. And then it turned out that this is an April Fool's joke from Richard Sargent. And
Those are the best.
you can see this is the actual original photo he took. And then this is the miniature
Oh,
boxes that he created to stage the photo. Um,
that's
which
delightful.
is just like he really went all out with this. Like they look weathered and
Yeah.
old and everything, but
Yeah.
like here's the box art. He created this box art. What the wait? Introducing reply down. Wait a second. Hold on now. Re-
April
reply
Fools.
down votes. You know what? Twitter did tweet that they were working on an edit button today, which
Hmm.
was a joke. I also saw someone. This was I just remembered one of the ones that I was originally like, well, that's weird. Someone had tweeted that Twitter was working on a way for you to co-author a tweet. You know, like this
That's
tweet
awesome.
was written by this person and this person, and I was like, that's weird. Why would anybody use that? Anyway, yeah, I guess I could don't downvote this. Look at this art. Look at how
Yeah,
good
I
this
mean
looks. Like
that is stellar.
this. I mean, first off, this is total G1 style, like the pose and
Yep.
everything, and the fact that they like the background, like the photo that he staged here. This is like either this is a drawing of the toy that is really good, or this is a colorization of the prototype. And then it's photoshopped into like this is just how all of the photos were back then. They were all on like a rocky background, you
Uh-huh.
know, and the like
It's very
yeah,
authentic.
the
Very
like the
authentic.
film lighting, you know, that looks
Hmm.
very not digital. The whole thing is just perfect. I love it. I love it. I'm going to keep it forever.
There you go.
Oh, and this Hashtag archive account was created just for this joke. They don't exist.
Nice. That's awesome.
Anyway, you sent me this link to the GI Joe PSA
Yeah.
collection. So tell me a bit about this here.
Well, I see. I remember. You remember? What was it early 2000s, mid 2000s, somewhere in there, where they made the redub joke GI Joe PSAs, um, and they were a big deal. They were like the big deal for a hot minute there. And I saw these up on Super 7 today, and I was like, "That's great. That is great. I'm a computer."
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Look at the description when it eventually loads here.
it's not gonna load.
No, it's not going
That's
to load.
April Fools.
They
April
took it
Fool.
down. It didn't real. There it is. Okay. It says, which is more dangerous, an unfamiliar dog or low bandwidth? When you're Mutt, who's trying to become the first human computer, low bandwidth is the real enemy. Mm-hmm.
I'm a computer. Uh,
A good reminder to stop all the downloading, and knowing is half the battle. What is this now? God, the internet is against me today.
so for $18, which is the going rate of a Super 7 3 3/4 inch figure, you too can get these characters inspired by GI Joe and these ridiculous PSAs.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm not gonna buy it, but
Electrical safety and covert masseur. I mean, the obviously the packaging is the joke, but the toys are real and they're good figures.
right, right. Now I don't know. I don't know if these characters have already come out in their waves and they're like repaints or something. But
Let's see what it
yeah.
says in this
Anyway, about
box.
it, whether they are or not, like this is look at that. Look at the art. The
Yeah.
art on that box is great. I mean, you get a dog with this one. This is worth $18. You get a dude, a dog, and a leash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just good stuff.
Yep. That's just good
I
business right
keep
there.
I keep trying to click on this, and all the time, all the time. That dog looks like that's a good dog. He's a good dog.
Yeah, he looks
But
like a very happy
yeah,
dog. This leash
I
doesn't look like it actually fits on the dog, though.
I don't. Yeah, no, no. It's probably screen accurate though.
Yeah, okay.
Screen.
I'll give it that.
But yeah, that's see again. Super 7 last year. I want to say it had to have been April Fool's Day. They had the best one last year. It was an empty box, an empty carded figure for the Universal Invisible Man. It was, and there was no picture. There was, the space where the character is supposed to be was completely gone, and the box was empty. And it was only $5. They sold out very quickly. I had the chance, I would have really enjoyed owning one of those.
I,
Um,
if they made a hat that said "I'm a computer," I mean,
yeah,
I might get
yeah.
this enamel pin. Although $15, I don't know. I might get this enamel pin. I just like that. Like walking around with a hat that says "body massage" and the GI Joe logo is gonna raise some questions, I think.
For sure,
But
for sure.
I'm a computer. That makes more sense. I like it.
So, um, also I'm gonna let you guys clue you guys in on a little something here. I'm a little under the weather, so if my voice goes away all of a sudden, it's probably because I'm coughing like a maniac. I apologize for that. So I did take a hearty chug of cough medicine before coming here to hang out with you guys today. So
Apology accepted. I have a bottle of Robitussin on my desk. I'm not coughing now, but I did go through a similar period of just nonstop coughing, where it
yeah.
was like every 6 hours I was downing a dose.
It's good times. It's good
No,
times.
it's not.
So
Yeah.
it's true.
Um, any other good April Fool's jokes that you saw?
Well, I mean, there's the one that I bust out every year. Do you have a link to that, or should I send you a link to
You
that?
have to send me a link to it because I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to send you a link to that so we can share it with the world. Um, Go ahead and it says you're temporarily blocked. April Fools.
What?
I hope. Oh, click on that.
Oh
See if
yeah,
you see if you're actually blocked.
that's funny. For those of you who can't see, it's in our Skype
Yes.
chat. It didn't show the Facebook preview. All right, here we go. Switching back to browser. I think I figured out why the transition is screwed up. It's because it doesn't play the like it switches over to the next scene correctly. It
Hmm.
just the video is like it's not able to render all the frames of the video, and then it just gives up and stops. Anyway, what am I looking for here, Pat?
Um,
Do I have to be logged into Facebook?
Gosh, maybe,
Okay,
maybe.
hold on. I'm switching back.
This is one of those things where I I I forget that you're not on the Facebook, and so
Yeah,
this would have gone more smoothly
hold on. I gotta
had you
reset.
been on there.
I gotta do a password reset.
Oh my goodness.
And
I could just send you the picture. I could take a
no,
picture
no,
of it.
no. I know how
It'll be
Facebook
even
works. Just hold on now.
quicker,
Do
maybe.
I want to block Facebook? Yes. Okay,
Does
now.
Facebook also want to block you? Maybe.
Okay, now we're going to Pat's homepage. All right, I can see stuff now. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. So I well, it's funny because I there's one of these that were circulating that were it was very poorly done. Like for some reason, they used an image of the turtles. It's like that famous image of the turtles where they're like Michelangelo's popping out of the sewer and they're all standing around like brandishing their weapons. Um, they use it a lot for promos, but for some reason, she just post this is a joke.
I
Get
just
out of
want
here.
I want people who come later and see this to know.
Right. Um, so it's very poorly put together. So I went ahead and found some actual good pictures of the characters and I photoshopped them all together to make this, and it makes me feel better. So this is my exclusive version. Feel free to share, anyone.
Okay.
So
Yeah, find fat. God, sorry about that. Find Pat. Pine fat.
Pine Pat.
Find Pat on Facebook and negotiate the terms of using his jokes.
Yes, please, please.
Okay,
So
well, that's enough of that.
so yeah. Other than that, I feel like people are very much shied away from the April Fools. Things are too ridiculous as is, um, to even attempt at this point.
Hmm.
I saw more people regretting old April Fool's Day jokes than actual April Fool's Day jokes this year. So
Yeah, yeah, yep. You know, what if I just switch the transition to a fade instead of using the thing? Is that better if I see that? I think that might just be better. What do you think of that?
then the face flip.
Yeah,
I love the
you
face flip.
know,
I mean, this is nice, but I mean, the face flip
okay,
is
fine.
great.
Face it is. I'll get it fixed up one of these days. I know how to
I mean,
fix it.
I think it's fine.
I just need the
I
time.
think it's fine.
I just need the time.
Right. So
Speaking of the time,
what else are we gonna do today?
um, great question, Pat. Last week I mentioned that I was going to try and sticker up my Megazord,
Yeah.
right? So I've got it.
Stick it
I
up.
did it.
Let's see it.
Now, do you remember what it looked like
I do.
last week? It
It looked
was
it looked shitty.
yeah, it looked cheap and like barely painted. It had some factory applied stickers on it.
Hmm.
Actually, it was really weird. It actually came with some stickers that I put on it, and then some were factory applied, but all of them were shitty looking. Um, but anyway, it looked cheap. This is a cheap Megazord. It looked cheap.
Hmm.
Now it looks. Wait, hold on. Let me cut over to the just me screen. Okay, ready? Look at that. Look how good that looks. Look at that. And he's got the sword is like shiny-ish. There's like a sticker running up the middle for no reason. He's got the stickers on his horns, his head horns. This front piece is all shiny now. Um, the Mastodon head's got proper ear stickers. He's got the stickers on his around his arm there. Like all of these just make the individual Zords look really nice. I'm not going to take them apart, but he's got the crotch stickers over here. He's got These stickers on the Triceratops head, like all the stickers, this sticker on the head here, he's got underneath here. There's some stickers added, just to kind of augment the vehicle modes and everything. And I had complained about the wheels not being black. It would be really hard to get stickers around all the gray part, but we put one in the middle, so it's pretty good. The I'm gonna put those teeth down for a second there. The saber-toothed tiger mouth has stickers around it now, so it kind of looks like it used to just be yellow. Yeah, it's good times. Good times over here. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything like this piece right here. This green rectangle right here is on top of an identical green painted rectangle. Sometimes I don't know why Toy Hacks does that, but yeah, the inside the pterodactyl there's new shiny metal bits that weren't there before. And even like this was a on the tail here, this was a sticker that I put on that there was an almost identical sticker there, but these are higher quality. So, and then the silver bands around the bottom of the shorts, I guess. And then the other thing that was kind of difficult to do is there's stickers inside the tail for I don't know. They didn't do every single segment, but it was hard to get those stickers in there lined up properly. You know, I would not have wanted to, but I would have done it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they chose. Maybe they thought because there's a raised bit inside of each tail, and that's what the sticker sits on. And I'm wondering if the other two segments actually this piece has an extra piece of plastic that's not that didn't come off the thing there. Well, anyway, I'm wondering if they thought that they couldn't the piece is too thin and they couldn't get it to stick. That would be my guess. So, but yeah, no, he's looking. Come on, get in there. Yeah, he's looking good. There's like the mastodon at the top here. This would be the front of the mastodon. He's got like stickers there and on here. I don't know if you can see right there, like a little gun looking sticker. So it turned out really good. I'm very happy with it. It looks pretty amazing. I would get the legacy version is on the shelf right behind me here, and I would get it down if I thought it wouldn't fall apart. But that's the not the Solo Chigokin. That's like the Bandai legacy version, and it they look fairly comparable at this point, even though that one's got a lot of diecast. Yeah, this one is more posable. Like that one can only base. It can really only like it has like 4 points of articulation. It can move its legs up and down, and it can move its arms up and down. This one can at least, you know, it can go out. It can go like this. It's got elbows. The legs can do this, and it could rotate at the legs. It can actually, if you disconnect the tail, he's got waist swivel. Oh, I broke his foot. Like he's got a lot of points of articulation. It's a good toy, and now it looks like a good toy. Yeah, so very happy with it. It's gonna go. That is a good question, and I don't remember, so I'm gonna look it up right now. Uh, don't remember because I got it like a year ago, but I can look up what it's going for right now if you give me just a minute. So I'll switch over to the browser here for a second. This is the Toy Hacks website.
Great site. I
It
have
is
I have fixed a many a toy up from this website.
$25 for the sticker pack.
That's not terrible.
Nope,
You get a lot of
you
stickers.
do. You get 4 or 5 sheets of stickers
Hmm.
here, and all the instructions are on the website. So you click on one of these and then you expand it, and then it shows. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't show the. I won't get it back out, but there's a lot of stickers on the Tyrannosaurus head.
Yeah,
Make it
it looks
make it
great though.
look a lot better. So $25 for that, and then I don't even remember where I got it from, but it's not the Zord Ascension one. It might be this one. Oh God, no, it's not that one.
Where's the sticker pack for that one? That one needs it more.
Yeah. Good God. Is this new? I've never even seen this.
I don't know.
You know where I might go? Oh, there it is. Oh God. Okay. Well, it wasn't $91 when I got it. So this is that Amazon inflated
Right.
price deal. Oh, I love this. Look at that. You could dress up as the
That is
Triceratops dinosaur,
ridiculous.
and then you could do that. Uh,
Look at my butt.
yeah, they just stick it right on there. All right.
Yep.
Well, anyway,
Don't sit
that's
down, kiddo.
that's clever. Um,
So it looks to be that perhaps the packs were around $17 at one point.
yeah, probably. I was gonna look over here and
So
see if they had the because you could get it in um, two packs, like an arm, like it
uh-huh.
was. The four non Tyrannosaurus ones were sold in two packs, and then the T Rex was sold separate, or you could get them all together. And I I think getting them all together. Oh, here we go, $46 for the whole set.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, so you could see what they used to look like. They
Right?
kind of look
Yeah.
like play
Mhm.
school toys.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, all told, I do feel like you ended up with at least a $75 toy.
Yep,
You
but
know.
not quite a $165 toy, which will be coming later this year.
True.
Look at that.
True. You get that one too.
Yes, because look at the wheels are black.
The wheels are black. That there you go.
Wheels are black.
Winner chicken dinner.
Mm-hmm. It's got the even more posability. It's got the the silver on the shorts is already there.
I would say that this has more posability than the person inside that suit ever could have.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Yeah, they could barely move in that thing. That's
Yeah.
why Goldar would just wail on it all the time, and then they
I
had to
mean,
just
that
get
was
the
the fun of
power
it.
sword
Yep.
out and cut him in half.
There you go.
Anywho, did we talk? We talked about this thing on the show at some point, right? Because we talked about like how it's got this awesome feature.
Yeah. Yes.
Love that. Look at
Yeah.
there's like clear plastic in there. Mine's just stickers. Mine's stupid stickers. They got clear plastic on the arms and
Those
the chest.
stickers.
Anyway, Pat, speaking of Big Bad Toy Store,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's time to get into the main event.
The main event. Now, not for nothing, but let's point out for all of our listener that may have been listening last week, Brian of Little
What?
Faith said that if I ordered, which I did live on the show last week, my Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot, that it would not be here.
That's true. I did say that.
But I don't know if you could hear that. I have a very large box right here
Huh?
that says he is incorrect.
Well, we'll
So
see. We'll.
we will
I
see.
haven't seen
We
this
will see.
box yet.
Are you ready? Are you ready to
Let
see?
me. I'm going to switch over to you. Um. Oh, you know what? I may not have put my audio in your scene. Let me
That's
keep
okay.
it like this for now, and I'll try and fix it later. Good.
So this is possibly the largest box I've ever gotten from Big Bad Toy Store because I don't order that much.
Hmm.
And I've been saving this up for months.
Hey, hold on. I am
Um,
gonna switch over to you, and then I'm just gonna add my audio in, so it'll just be you talking for a minute.
Okey doke, okey doke. So I'm gonna go ahead and start opening the box here and seeing what we got.
There we go.
So
I'm here now.
there you go. I can hear you.
Yep. Hopefully I'm audible.
All right. So they have started us off with Marvel Legends. Oh, love
Ooh.
you always get a little postcard. It's always fun. See
Hmm.
things that you're probably not going to buy because you probably would have already pre-ordered them. Um, but hey, it's fun. I have several things on pre-order from that card already.
Nice.
Um, so let's start off here. I've got two from the retro Spider-Man series, and
Hobgoblin.
they look
Hobgoblin.
so good.
Hobgoblin.
Habagaba, Habagaba,
Mm-hmm.
Habagaba.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bad reflecting there,
Yep.
but Habagaba.
Was he played by Mark Hamill?
He was, I believe. Then we've got the Shocker.
Mm. Well,
He's
I am
shocking,
shocked.
shocking. And then this
Shocking.
one, I think, has been long overdue. Oh, and he looks great. I'm very happy about that.
Oh,
Wong, Wong.
wow.
My MCU is very, very happy to have Wong. Um, good God. Okay. I think I'm gonna pull all of them out, and then I think I'm gonna focus on some of them, and we'll see where we go.
Yeah,
As I talked about a little bit before, here is a very visible and obviously in the package Invisible Man.
I can see him though.
This exactly.
Hmm.
He is. This one is by Migo.
I'm glad they
Uh,
labeled it as horror, so I would know to be afraid.
well, right, right. You have to. I'm a big fan of their line. This I am very excited about the rest of the stuff that's in this
I could
box.
tell.
Now this stuff is fun. This stuff is very fun. The stuff that's in this box I have been waiting for since I was a child. Um, and we're gonna get into it. So, um,
Yeah, all right.
at some point in time, people might have said that getting this toy line was inconceivable.
Oh, I
And
see.
yet, the Dread Pirate Roberts
Ooh, nice.
by McFarlane Toys. Now they did put out a Dread Pirate Roberts by NECA of all people, I think. I'm pretty sure it was NECA. And it was not good.
Ooh.
It was not good. NECA's usually very good. So I'm gonna double check. Maybe it wasn't NECA. Maybe it was Mezco. I don't know. We'll double check on that. Don't quote me. But it was not good, and it was the only figure they put out. One figure,
Mm-hmm.
and that was. Um, Here is. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You
Nice.
killed my father. Prepare to die. And then this package, I haven't even seen the figure. The back is facing me right now. Just this package alone is so much larger than I thought it was going to be. And so it is, of course, I'm going to let you guys see it before I do. Fezzik, Andre the Giant,
That
and
box is huge.
Badumina. It is gargantuan, like just like next to the other guys. It's- it is a huge, huge thing. Now I skipped Buttercup because I wanted her in not the red dress. In her princess attire is coming later, as is a Vicini, the inconceivable guy.
Right, right.
So those guys are coming later. Wow, I am just so happy with these figures. They're the way they have this set up. I don't know if you guys can see it looks like Fezzik is just like floating, like
Yeah,
like
there's a
he's
lot of
just
empty
like
space in that box.
yeah. They could have made it smaller, but it would have made him look more or less impressive.
Is this McFarlane?
So
You said?
this is McFarlane. Yeah,
Cool.
this is on par with McFarlane's shenanigans. So let's get these guys open. I am very excited to check these guys out. Where did my cutter go? Here we go. So we'll start here with the old Dread Pirate. All right, so he does come with a stand, so that's useful, I suppose. I'm sure it is because it's a McFarlane toy. Um, Although they've come a long way, I will say that. I don't know if you remember much about them back in the day. Did you collect McFarlane toys back in the day, Brian?
No, no, I did not.
I feel like they didn't really have anything that applied to you specifically.
No, they did not. I usually collect robot related and sci-fi
Right.
stuff. So yeah, they. I didn't collect a lot of other than the big two comic book figures, and I don't
Hmm.
collect a lot of comic book figures. So
That's fair. Try to be neat, tidy. So there's the back of the box. You get your portrait of the Dread Pirate Roberts and the other figures available.
hmm
So, all right, it comes with. Oh, they got to do. They got to do another wave. They don't. We don't have a six-fingered man in the next wave either. They got to do a third wave of these.
write them a letter and let them know.
I will. I loathe these little plastic tabs. I think they are the worst thing that has ever happened to action figures.
What? What thing?
The little plastic tabbies, like they're just
Oh,
like the things that hold
yeah.
tags
Instead
on
of
shirts.
yeah, instead of like a twist tie or one of those little plastic where they just like shoot it through.
Yeah. Honestly, any of those things are terrible. They Nobody is going to these lengths to steal this toy.
hmm I saw
And if they're already going to these lengths, this is not going to stop them.
I saw while you're doing that, I will relay a story.
Please.
So there's an old Transformers legend
Yeah.
that there originally was a the Blue Streak character actually in blue, like the main
Uh-huh.
body is blue with a silver portion in the middle, but he doesn't look that way in the original toy, and he doesn't look that way on the TV show. But like tons of kids remember him being blue,
Uh-huh.
and it was eventually determined that it was because there was an old Diaclone photo of him that was sometimes seen on like boxes and stuff where he was in that color scheme, because that's like the
Okay.
original Diaclone color scheme.
Right.
So anyway, every so often when Hasbro is looking for a cheap repaint to do, they'll if they've recently done a Blue Streak figure, they'll put it out in that color scheme. And
Nice.
so it recently just randomly showed up in like one of the Target exclusive lines. Uh, and someone did that thing where they buy it, take it out, stick a different figure in the box, and then return it and get their money back. Right?
Got it. Hate
Yeah.
that, but yep.
So here's the problem though. This person tried to like mimic the same toy, like basically trying to put in a different version of the same character. And what
Okay.
they put in was the Combiner Wars BotCon exclusive repaint, which is worth like $200 now.
Oh.
So they bought this toy for like 25 bucks, stuck a $200 figure in it, and then returned it and got their 25 bucks back.
love love
Yeah.
idiots. Love when they pay off.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe they forgot that they spent so much money on it. I mean, it wasn't originally 200. That's just what it goes for now, but it's a BotCon
Right.
exclusive, so it was still expensive. It's probably like 80 bucks or something.
Who knows? I mean, people are idiots though.
That
May,
certainly
Maybe it
true.
was one of those things like somebody got it for them,
Oh yeah, and they didn't know.
and they never cared enough to look it up.
Oh damn.
Or maybe they just really, really, really wanted that other version, and they're like, you know what? I feel bad about doing this, but
Look
whatever.
at this. Look at this
Well,
sticker
there you.
set. Can I make this bigger? I don't know. Look at this. Look at this sticker set for Blur. Man, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
For shattered glass Blur. There he is out taking a walk. I was just perusing the latest labels while you were opening stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now I'm thinking maybe I should sticker up my couple of shattered glass guys.
Obviously, you should.
All right. Well, anyway, back to
So
you.
here he is, looking awesome. There's our Dread Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Is he
Very dreadful.
focusing?
He is focused. Yep.
It's good
Hmm.
likeness. It's good
It is
likeness.
really good.
Um, his sword. I'm not going to mess with it too much right now because I have too much to worry about. His sword doesn't really want to fit in his hand well, nor in his scabbard. But once I get it in his hand, it's going to stay in his hand anyway. And I am happy enough with the Dread Pirate here.
Hmm.
Um, so let's move over to Inigo. I mean, who doesn't love Inigo Montoya? That's right, the six-fingered man.
Yes.
He did not love him. Also, I heard, this is all hearsay, of course, but I've always heard that Matty Patinkin, especially back in the day, was kind of a douche. But he has come to accept that he was a douche and is no longer a douche. So I think that's awesome.
That's a that's an interesting thing to bring up right now, but I see how you got there. Excuse me.
All the bases are the same. They just say Princess Bride on there.
Yep. Classic standard base. Got the usual like 3 millimeter foothold.
Yep, yep, yep. Now, for the fact that this is touted as being so elegant and wonderful in the film, this is pretty blocky and not. I've seen a lot better from McFarlane
Mm.
when it comes to
Really?
accessories. This is just not a stellar.
It looks fine on camera. Maybe it
Piece.
looks worse in person.
It's very chunky and it kind of looks cheap. I might run some paint over it.
Okay.
Um, just like I said, I mean, because McFarlane is known for their attention to detail when it comes to things like this, it's just a little bit disappointing. Um, but also, they've come such a long way. This figure would have been in one single ridiculous pose with no articulation whatsoever. Or, I shouldn't say that. There was always articulation, but it never did you any good because the character only looked good in the one pose that it was designed to look good in.
Mm.
Sorry, I'd be done with this if it wasn't for these stupid little plastic pieces.
And your little dog too.
Yes. I don't know what you're supposed to do with the
You're
plastic
supposed to just like
pieces.
grab them and rip them apart with your bare hands.
Yeah, I prefer not to. Oh, that's a good likeness. It's a good likeness and pretty good articulation. It's not. It still suffers from like I know McFarlane doesn't like articulation because it ruins the sculpt, you
Yeah.
know. But like, um, you know, Marvel Legends have done great things over the years with figuring out how to really give you good articulation and hide it, you
Hmm.
know. This still suffers from like you can see that the character's legs are supposed to be just like this because the second you start using the articulation, the sculpt just like
Yeah.
breaks.
Yep.
So, but still, I mean, leaps and bounds better than what it was in days of yore for them, and still, without them, I would have no uh, Inigo Montoya action figures.
Hmm.
So
And there you go. That's worth it right there.
that's right. You just got to be thankful for what you got. Yeah, these maybe they're subject to different rules now because of the way the company is structured, but like their weapons used to be like hard plastic, and now you got like
I'm
it's
sorry. What? How does that go?
very
Mm. I got you.
very flimsy Like, I don't even know how I'm going to get this in his hand without it coming apart. I guess like that. But it's also, like I said, it's very clunky. Like, it's almost that they made it too thick. Maybe this is a product of the new 3D printing process too, you
Mm.
know. So you can kind of see there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not as
yeah.
delicate as perhaps it should
I
be.
I see what you're saying now that you got it with the figure.
So just and again, I'm splitting hairs here because this is one of my favorite cinematic characters of all time, but they they could have done a touch better on the accessories. I really do feel like these figures are beautiful. Um, Now, big boy here. I like this is they say representation. This this is representation. A big honking fella.
The big chunker, the
All
big
right,
chungus.
all right. That's
Okay,
enough. I can say it.
okay, fine. Did you just mute yourself again? Yep, you did it.
Fezzik did it. Do you like Princess Bride? Or is this one of those movies that you've never seen and you just like say like, oh
Yeah,
yes,
I've never seen it. I just act like I've seen it.
that sounds about right.
It's one of my
It's a good
favorite
movie.
movies to pretend that I've seen. At this point, it would ruin my fun to see it, so I refuse.
See, it's these kinds of accessories that you don't need.
Is that a peanut?
It's a peanut.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to focus, but he never has a peanut in his hand in the movie ever.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of pretty much the entire movie at this point.
He just come with a rock, not the rock,
Hmm.
but a rock,
Hmm.
and he is also a freaking giant. I mean, this has got to be to scale with these guys. I love Andre the Giant stories. Have you heard many?
No.
Um, One of my favorite Andre the Giant stories comes from this movie. Um, Apparently, at one point during filming, Andre let out a literal 16-second long fart.
Uh-huh.
And of course, this like brought the whole production to a screeching halt, and everybody's just like stunned and silent. And finally, Rob Reiner, the director, goes, Andre, are you okay?" And he just goes, "I am now, boss."
Uh-huh. Yep.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, how else are you supposed to react?
Right. There we go.
How's it coming?
It's, he's still in there, but there we go. Oh, he's a heavy, heavy figure. Look at that guy.
Mm-hmm. So that's a really good face sculpt.
Was that about the one the peanut?
Mm-hmm.
No more rhyming now. I mean it. Oh, that's a good one. I find there to be nothing wrong with this toy. I love it.
I have deemed this toy acceptable.
Acceptable. That's my catchphrase. Not Excelsior, but acceptable. So this is pretty good in scale.
Yeah. I mean, he was in a rather large box.
Yeah, yeah. Probably too large a box, but whatever. These are fantastic. I am so elated. Um, he can't actually hold his rock, can he? So silly. Why would they make that? Anyway, he can't hold his peanut either.
Why? Why would they do this?
I I don't know. I don't know. They thought they were funny. Also, they gave him the same size base as everybody else. I guess they just assumed that you're going to put it on one
Yeah,
foot.
and then the other foot just kind of hangs off.
All right. I'm going to pop a couple more of these. Let's see here. The Invisible Man, looking pretty cool. They did give him a clear plastic body, but this is. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't realize this was the black and white edition. It's not a huge difference, but obviously his smoking jacket would not be black and white. It should be like a brownish red.
I mean,
So,
I only ever saw it in
but
black and white, so
true,
that's what it looks
true.
like
But
to me.
it's all the
It's like
other Universal monsters I've collected. They've put them out in full color first, and then like a black and white separate. Um, so
it's like how Lucille Ball has gray hair all the time.
right, right. She's the famous
Yeah,
redhead
that
with gray hair.
exactly. Her famous
So,
gray hair.
um, you know what? I'm gonna not open the Marvel Legends because I feel like we kind of already know what Marvel Legends look like. I have one more package that I wanted to show you
Oh, okay.
guys. This one was not supposed to come until tomorrow, and it arrived early. Um, so I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna be careful because I'll explain that in a second. So this is from one of my favorite toy companies of all time that often screws me over. We know them as Mattel. Mattel. You fucking guys. So, okay. So, this is completely uninflated.
Okay.
These, this-
That's pretty good.
there's no air in this whatsoever. I can't even.
You literally can't
Um,
even.
I literally can't even with them. Anyway, so this toy was solicited a little while back, and it's taken them a little time to get to me, but it's here, and I'm excited. This is Rulers of the Sun and the newest members of the Masters of the Universe toy line, Sun Man.
Man.
I don't know. Do you know much about Sun Man, Brian?
He was created by a black kid, and his mom made the toy happen, and then it was like He-Man because there was not enough He-Man for him, uh, and then it got popular kinda, and then He-Man kind of absorbed it. Now he's a He-Man character.
That was remarkably close,
Thanks.
Brian.
I made that up.
Uh,
No, not really.
you
Tell me the
you
real
got
story.
you got the big the heavy strokes in there. Basically, the kid did not make it up at all. The mom made it up. The kid came to his mom and said something to the effect of, and what he actually said varies from time to time. Did I mute
No,
myself? No, I just turned you all the way down. Um,
great.
what was actually said is it varies, but um, essentially the little boy said that he didn't feel like he could be He-Man or any superhero at the time because he didn't see himself represented, which is important. Like I just said with Fezzik, representation really is important. Um, it was hard being a chubby kid. Not seeing seeing He-Man week after week. Um, but then being like, hey, Ram Man, I like that guy. Down with the Ram Man. Um, so anyway, so Sunman was definitely a part of. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Definitely a part of that idea that um, they wanted to see more representation. They wanted to see themselves in these characters, and so Sunman came along, and this is him. This is Sunman. He is very cool.
Largest collar in the universe.
I it took me a while to understand those are
Yeah, there.
wings. So it's supposed to be wings. Um, but he's got some really beautiful looking art on the back here. It does appear that you could open this all the way. This is collector friendly packaging. I'm not going to pull it all the way out right now, mostly because this is a special edition version. This is the Rulers of the Sun Man. Um, and when I bought this, I was under the impression that this was going to be the only Sunman figure that came out. But then they went ahead and released him in the main line, which is
Yeah, I think
great.
we talked
Uh,
about that a couple episodes ago, didn't we?
yeah, yeah. So it came with this lovely gold encrusted card here, um,
It's
and this is a
encrusted, huh?
certificate of authenticity. Yeah, it's all crusty. Um, it certifies that your Master of the Universe Origins Ruler of the Sunman action figure was created by the collaborative efforts of designers and creatives at Mattel and the creator of Sunman. I'm going to butcher her poor name, Yila Eason, Ylaeason. Uh, that's two. That Yila is her first name, and Yeason is her last name. So she is the official creator of Sunman, and she is made a deal with Mattel where they're bringing not only Sunman, we're getting, we talked about it on that show. Um, we're getting all sorts of characters from the Sunman universe mixed in now with the uh, Masters universe, which I think is awesome. I love any opportunity for um, more He-Man, more figures in this style. You
Hmm.
know, um, that's a really pretty artwork in there and everything. It's really nice. Like I said, I've already purchased the other figure, and so that's the one I'm going to open. And this one I'm either going to, like I said, once I found out it's going to be something that this wasn't the only way to get a Sunman figure. I'm either going to pass this along to another collector or keep it in the box, one of the two. So it's cool. I love this artwork. So share a little bit of that more with you. Those are some great
Hmm.
pencils.
Who's the artist?
I could not tell you
I
what
really hate that they don't put. Oh, they do kind of. He does sign it.
that right. It's
Yeah,
signed, but
it's.
I couldn't tell you who that.
We're just now making progress in learning who the sculptors are. Like, unless it's like a famous sculptor, like Four Horsemen or something. It's like
Right,
you never know who created these figures and who drew the art. Unless the artist is allowed to talk about it and you happen to follow them on Twitter or something.
right. Yeah, it's I follow a good couple of them where every so often I'll see a guy be like, "Oh man, I totally made the body of that Han Solo figure." you know.
Hmm.
But it's so. Well, I mean, a lot of it is done just straight up by computers these days. There's a lot of body scans going on, but even then, there are artists that go in and refine and they make them better. And like you said, we don't hear about it. We don't hear about the hard work that goes into it, which is it sucks. I hope that it just keeps getting better because it's very interesting to me. I've always treated toys as works of art, you know. I love seeing like something that obviously somebody dedicated was into. They really went at this project and knocked it out of the park. Um And yes, and even sometimes when they don't, and you can tell that, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Like those dollar store figures that we talked about over the last couple of weeks. Obvious labors of love, but obvious where they are restraining themselves. you know, um, and it's kind of wonderful though. It works. It works really well. Um, but yeah, like you said, you don't always get all the info. I'm checking this. I felt like for a little while, Marvel Legends were being more open with it, but I'm not seeing it on anywhere. So,
There's a couple of people I follow who actually do the 3D, because they sculpt all these things on the computers nowadays.
right.
You know, who do the actual 3D sculpting for these things. It's pretty fascinating when you get to, they'll put out like, these were some of the options and these are the various stages and stuff, and therefore, so you can kind of tell by the way my throat is getting a little raspy here that I need to I need to take a little break and go fill up my water cup. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
thinking this will be a break time, 2 minutes maybe, and
Sounds
then we'll
good.
be back for the next whatever in the box.
Whatever in the box. I like that.
Correct. All right. See ya. What do you mean you guess? You're either ready or you're not. It's too late. We're back.
Well, Backstreet's
So
back, all right.
here's here's the April Fool's joke I just found. Look at this keyboard. Okay.
Okay.
It's got just one button,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and it says, "Deep in the land of Corsair, in the fires of RGB, the meme lords had forged a master key, and into it poured all our performance, our durability, and the
Oh
will to
dear.
dominate all hands. One key to rule them all, one key to F them, one key to bring them all, and with the RGB blind them."
Oh, that's pretty silly.
I appreciate the Lord of the Rings reference. It does
Yes.
look like I actually have the full size version of this keyboard, as if there was a full size version of this keyboard. But like this does actually look like a slice of the keyboard that I have because it's a Corsair keyboard.
Nice.
I, I enjoy that it's like they still felt the need to put like the headphone jack in the side. And anyway, um, what else you got? Are you looking on your unboxings there? You muted yourself, Pat. Right when I was talking to you, you muted. God damn it! Jeez, I'm getting a new co-host.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good
Yes, you're
luck.
the last person on earth who wants to talk to me. This is a fact.
Get out of town. Um, no, I'm just I'm starting to do the unboxing of my Marvel Legends, and figure I'll just give you guys progress as I go, because you don't really want to watch. I Here's the thing: nobody wants to watch people take things out of the box. It's fun. I think it was fun to do the because I had not seen the figures yet.
Mm.
That was fun. But then, like the painful 10 minutes of me trying to rip the figures out of the box, that you don't want to watch. That it's just not good content.
Well, while you're doing that,
Uh,
I was I wasn't sure that I was going to open this one on the show, but since you're doing your dawdling over there,
yeah,
I'll open this. Now,
yeah,
this is a box from a website called Collectibles, which is a fantastic website that imports Japanese toys for me. And what's
nice.
really cool is pretty much every time I get a box from them, the packing tape is different and it's custom packing tape and it's always some cartoony looking version of some
Oh,
character. Like this is, let's see, right side up here, on the side here. This is one of the newer common writers on the Revice show and her
nice.
animal buddy. So anyway, there's like it's a really cutesy tape, and the tape often matches what's inside the box. Even though this time I don't think it will because I forgot what I ordered, but I think it's figure arts.
Mm,
Um, but people have like there are people who get this tape and then meticulously like cut around the shapes to not have to rip the tape because it looks so cool. And they had Toe Collectibles had tweeted today that they it would be a good idea if they just made like stickers of these things for people.
there you go.
So
April Fools.
let's find out what's in here. This box is bigger than I. Sorry about that. Bigger than I expected for two figure arts. But
Where, where'd you go?
sorry,
There you
I
are.
put the box down on top of the button.
That's okay.
So
We all
there we go.
forgive you.
All right. I don't have like a workspace here because there's like podcasting equipment everywhere.
I mean, that'll
This
happen
is not,
when you're
Pat,
running
this
a
is not figure
podcast.
arts. Oh my
What
gosh, I
did you
didn't even
order?
see the notification that this had shipped. Oh, this is actually exciting. I mean,
Now
the
we're
figure
getting
arts
some.
is going to be exciting. This is uh oh boy, how to explain this? This is the After Gokai Hero Memorial Edition collection. Yep. We're going there. We're going there. And I punched the microphone. Let me adjust myself here. So, what this what this is 10 years ago for the 35th anniversary of Sentai, they did a show called Gokaiger.
Okay.
Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. And it was the pirate themed show and they had the ranger keys and everything and they could turn into all the past rangers and stuff. So what this is um is a set of all of the Red Ranger keys for all of the Rangers that came in the 10 years after the show.
Okay. Okay. I thought this was something you specifically said was too expensive and you didn't want to
No,
buy.
that was the set of all the keys that came before the show, which was significantly more keys and
Oh.
significantly more expensive.
Oh, I see.
And I have, oh jeez, oh my gosh. I have the Power Rangers version of all of the keys from Super Mega Force, the best named series of them all.
I mean, that's got to be true.
So I didn't feel the need to get all the keys for the that were actually on the show, but I thought it would be
Hmm.
cool to have the set of all the keys from after the show. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we got on the actual box, we got uh Captain Marvelous here, Gokai Red, holding the key for Zen Kaiser, which is pretty cool. This is a new photograph here. And then on the back, it just has a picture of all the keys in the box and kind of what they look like. So I'm going to open it
Neat.
up and pull out one or two.
Yeah. Why don't you?
Exactly, Pat. Why don't I? I have heard that there may be QC issues with these.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to find out right now if any of them look like crap. So the box inside is just a bunch of red keys and one white key for Zen Kaiser.
Now, is Zenkaiser technically a Red Ranger?
No,
Is that why he gets to be here, or is he just
he's the leader of the team.
okay? So it's just the leaders, and generally speaking, the leaders are red.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Juran is the Red Ranger of the series. So here's the Zen Kaiser key, which looks awesome.
I do like that guy. That
I
design. I think we've
love this.
talked
I
about
love
this. I
this
I
design.
enjoy this
Yeah.
design a lot.
And these keys, compared to the original ones from 10 years ago, have a little button hidden in the side so you could go and just push the button and it flips up.
Oh,
The original ones
it's
you
cute.
had to do them manually, and the Power Rangers ones were kind of like you had to like push it with your pinky and get it to pop up.
Uh-huh. I remember those. I remember you showing me those.
So let's see who we got here. We got
I have a question that's
Kirame
off
Red.
slightly off topic.
Yes, good.
Do they ever make like 3 3/4 inch, like not superposable versions of these guys?
Yeah, there is like a kids version. They're not exactly 3 3/4 inch. There's
But kind of like a 5 point,
yeah,
basic.
yeah, there is.
Because I would totally be down for that white guy in that kind of a simplistic format. I think would be
Yeah,
fun.
there's a figure art coming out of him too. The only Sentai figure art in the last 10 years or 8 years or so.
Wow.
So we got Ryusol Red, who is also the current Red Ranger on Power Rangers.
Okay. Cool.
Who else we got? Uh Pattern Ichigo, uh, Pat Ranger 1. Pat Ranger. Pat Pat Ranger 1. Lupin Red, the red Lupin Ranger who does not have his cape, unfortunately. But I think this is one of my favorite designs for a costume. I love the top hat. He's wearing a top hat because he's a gentleman thief.
I was muted so you didn't have to listen to the crumpling of plastic for a few moments there.
Thank you.
But yes, I think that all those things are humorous and awesome.
The Red Ranger from Q Ranger, Shishi Red.
Shishi Red.
Hmm.
Oh, there you are. You paused out for a second on my
Yeah, I do
screen.
that sometimes.
But you're all good. You're all good now.
The Red Ranger from the 40th anniversary series, Juo Eagle. He's got the
Hmm.
eagle on his chest. Look at that
Yeah, I saw that.
angry
Saw
eagle
that.
there. I'm almost done here. God, what Nin? I don't even remember. Nin. What the hell did they go by? Colors, was it? Aka Ninja, I guess. Yeah, Aka Ninja. So this is the Ninja Steel Ranger.
Hmm.
Move.
I feel like they better be careful with these names. Those are So some of these names are real close to getting you canceled.
Uh, Ninja, because he's a ninja. Ninja. Anyway. Tokyo Ichigo.
Choke you.
One. And almost done. Kiori Red, or the Dino Charge Ranger. And finally,
Nice.
uh, the Beast Morphers slash Go Busters. He is Red Buster. That's what they call him.
I mean, that's fair. He is red.
Red Buster. All right. Now, in order to only wake up part of my family, I will only activate the Mobirates with one of these keys. Which one should I pick, Pat?
Obviously the one that we both like the design of, the white guy.
Excellent. Stand by. All right. Turning off my noise canceller so you can actually hear this. Here we go. That part doesn't make noise. At least I don't think so. Do I have it on? Yeah, it should work. Okay. Here we go. Boop. That sound is coming through this time, right?
Yep.
There we go. Ready?
I heard some. Nice.
There we go.
Well worth
Yep.
it.
All right, get over there. Yeah, these look really cool. Zenkaiser's got soft antennas.
Hmm.
Soft antennas.
You might have thought differently, but then you'd be wrong. Look at the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm looking at it.
See. See.
Yes, I see. He's got his
See
runes.
See my hilarious jokes.
You know, speaking of hilarious runes, as you may know, I am modding Skyrim. I'm attempting to mod Skyrim. I've
Yes.
been attempting for quite some time. Um, I found a mod called Strange Runes, and what it does is, in the game you can equip each hand with a spell. So like you can be like, this hand shoots fire when the fire spell is equipped, and this hand shoots ice and whatever. The Strange Runes mod makes it so that the circly shapes that you just had on Wong will show up on the hands.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
like
that's cool.
two entire days after this mod, I just kind of like woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, it's called Strange Runes because they look like Doctor Strange effects.
Those are the best realizations. Like, I woke up sweating in the middle of the night and realized this
Yep.
joke.
that's that's exactly what it was. I was just like, oh, Strange
I
Runes.
was
What's
like,
so strange about them?
no, joke.
They look like just magic. It's fine. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, my Skyrim took an interesting turn because I did a fairly good bit of modding on my own, just fumbling around. And then I found like a website called Nolvus, NOLVUS.net, where this guy has, or maybe team of people, I think it's just one guy, is like, here's, if you install a ton of these mods in this order, following these exact steps, you'll get like an ultra next gen looking Skyrim. And if your computer is good enough to handle it, it will be like playing a brand new game that just came out. Because this game came
That's
out over
cool.
10 years ago and it looks dated. It's not terrible, but it looks dated. Um, and they also have, so I at first started going through the guide manually and then realizing that there were like 1,300 mods in the list in total.
Wow.
Um, they also made an auto installer where you let it run for like 3 hours and it just downloads and installs the mods and runs through the scripts and just sets it up. It literally does everything. And so
That's great.
going through the process manually taught me a lot about how to do the modding, which was good. But then I just ran through the whole thing and it installed all these mods and the game ran amazing and it looked amazing and everything. But there are a bunch of other mods that I'd come across that I wanted to use that were not part of this. And every time I tried to change it, like something would break. Like this was basically like a um, this this mod set was so precariously balanced. You know, it's like you install these exactly like this, and part of it was like, okay, we're gonna install a grass mod, but we're actually going to install four grass mods and pick and choose the individual grasses that we want to appear and stuff like that. And so I couldn't figure out how to do it to make it how I really wanted it, and I was like manually going through and like being like, I don't want this mod, I don't want this mod, and trying to take them out. So I went back,
Mhm.
got a whole fresh copy of Skyrim. So I have like three copies of Skyrim on my computer now. Got a fresh copy, started over. I went through the guide to kind of like pick out the ones that I liked, and then I added in the ones that I wanted and everything, and I ended up with about 700 mods.
Wow.
Um, and it runs like crap. Like the frame rate is absolutely terrible. And that's as of today. So I gotta tomorrow. My plan is to figure out what the heck did I do to make this game run so much worse than when there's almost twice as many mods installed.
Right. Right.
One would think that it would run better because I'm probably not filling up my video RAM as much, but whatever.
It would seem, but I'm going to show you guys something real fast, just because I've just come across it here. Here is Hobby,
Mm-hmm.
Hobby Gobby.
Having Abby.
Um, looking good, looking good. Um, Here is his glider.
Oh, that's
His glider is not. It's not looking good.
it's very
Let me show you here.
classic looking, but that's not how it
It
looks on the
is.
show,
It
is it?
is.
Maybe it is.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but here's it's not the general look of the glider
the
here.
scale.
It's the scale. It's the scale. It's trying to get his feet into these like his feet don't fit on the glider at
Hmm.
all. And I mean at best, if I have him on like a flight stand maybe, and I just kind of barely hook his toes into this and maybe put some like spirit gum or something on his feet to really stick him to it. But other than that, this glider
Hmm.
sucks. It does not. No, it does. It doesn't want to stay on his feet in the slightest, which really stinks because this is a very good figure otherwise. So, wah, wah. Anywho's, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. You got any more stuff where you're still opening, or was that?
Got any more bright ideas? I have one figure left. I figured I would kind of meander through him as we continued jibber jabbering about
I
what
I was
ifs.
wondering if you wanted to give a spoiler-free review of Moon Knight Episode One, because I have not seen it yet,
Sure.
and Pat's been begging me to see it, and I will
I
eventually.
I I watched it last night or the night before last. I can't remember.
Mm.
Um, and I really liked it. I really did. Now, first of all, um, Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, just phenomenal
Hmm.
actor. I have yet to see him be bad in something. I did see Sucker Punch, and he was in it, and that is a bad movie. But I didn't think he was bad in
Hmm.
it. And this, but this is like I knew nothing about Moon Knight. I knew what he looked like, and that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Um, and and that is the level of knowledge I think that is the best to go into something like this, because this is unlike, like, if you have an expectation and you have not read anything about this, I can almost guarantee you are wrong.
Mm.
Um, and I really like it. I really like that. There's a lot of mystery that is at this point only getting more mysterious. I watched the episode twice. Um, Things were a little clearer the second time around. Like, you realize just like people's phrasing and how they're saying things is are kind of clues to what is actually happening. Um, and even that is tempered with a maybe.
Hmm.
You know, it's it's both bizarrely grounded and ridiculously fantastic. It heavily deals like his character comes from ancient Egypt
Yes.
stuff, which I always found cool.
Stargate.
Like I always like Stargate stuff. Just whenever the Mummy, any of that stuff is steeped in such mystery even today. Like I love listening to experts talk about the pyramids and how they're like, we really don't know how this happened.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I'm
we're
not saying it was aliens.
relatively certain we don't know how they did this. Right. It's not necessarily aliens, but it is
I
unexplainable
I wasn't
as
saying it
to
was.
our
I
current
wasn't saying it was
knowledge.
aliens.
Right.
All right, I'm
Right.
not saying
That's what
it's
I'm saying.
aliens.
I'm saying. So, um, and like I said, at the end of the show, all I could say is that I was craving more. I had to go on there. I had to look up Moon Knight's Wikipedia, find out what every Easter egg I missed because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like all of that was immediately ignited in me. And I was like, I had to know more. Which means I feel like they did a really really good job. Um, the effects in the show are really well done. Um, like I said, the storyline is so kind of out there,
Hmm.
um, that you don't know. Like you can tell. I don't even know how I want to put it. Like you can tell who's not the good guy,
It's the
kind
bad guy.
of. Right. But like even the bad guy seems not like, I
Is
don't
it a
know.
Marvel bad guy?
Like you
Like you're gonna end up
no,
thinking
like
like,
you don't.
oh, this
It's
guy's
not
got a
like you're
point.
no, no, no. I don't necessarily think so. Kind of. Like he's an
No,
ideological
no,
person.
no,
It's
kind of. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's one of those things that I think, like, again, we don't know enough for me to say that. I would say that it's more than likely going to be one of those things that his ideas work really well on paper,
Hmm.
and not so well in practice. Um, I don't really want to say anything. That's the trouble. There's so much mystery and intrigue. Um, he plays a character named Steven,
Steven
and
Moon
he's
Knight.
just like a Mr. Steven Moon Knight. Um, he's there's just this like lowly, sad character, basically. He again, this isn't really a spoiler, but like throughout the show, he calls his mom, to kind of touch base, and you think he's talking to her like all the both of the times that he calls her, you think he's talking to her, and then by the end of the call, the talk, he's just like, well, sorry I missed you, love you, bye. And it's like he was having a full conversation with her answering machine.
I feel like you're veering into spoiler territory in a spoiler-free review.
I would not say it's spoiler, but okay, I'll say that it's veering,
Hmm.
and I will pull it back. um I can't recommend the show enough right now. I've only seen one episode, but it is very captivating. It is very well acted. The production value is very high. Um,
Typical Marvel.
there's right. There's well, no, because I would say that the shows are actually usually take me a couple episodes to get excited about. You know what I mean? Like WandaVision was fun because I liked the format of like they're on TV shows. Oh, that's but you're like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know what's going on. Like there's nothing captivating about those early episodes except for the hook of them being, you know,
Captain Hook.
on a show. And then and then like, you got your Falcon Winter Soldier and your Loki's where the first couple episodes you're like, I'm going to give it an episode or two. I got it. And then by episode 2 or 3, you're like, oh, okay, this is icy where this is going. This one got me right away, right away. It is a very strange and interesting concept, that I want to know more about. I'm very excited for next week's episode. The way that the episode ended was on one of those really good, like, if it was bingeable, there's no way you would stop at the end of this episode.
Nice.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's the best kind of stuff. It really captured me. And honestly, um like the feeling of I want to go out and read Moon Knight comic books is like, what trade paperbacks are available? I need some. To elicit that kind of instant, like, whoa, I want to know what's going on here, is great. You don't get that a lot. Um, and I feel like a lot of that comes from Oscar Isaac.
Mhm.
It is very much his show. It is not anything of an ensemble,
Hmm.
uh, at least yet. You never know how things will go, but it is very much the reason the show is interesting is because of his acting and what's going on. And again, like I said, you are just stuck with this. I can't wait to see how this continues to roll out. Um, and you should watch the show, and then we can do a spoiler-filled uh, end of an episode next week, perhaps.
Nice.
Perhaps.
I think that's probably the best way to do it, is to wait till the very
So
end and then say like, hey, everybody who's watching, uh, just go if you don't want to be spoiled. Have
right,
you
right.
seen this movie called Morbius?
No, I haven't. I also have zero intention to after the reviews I've read,
Yeah.
because I wasn't big, like,
I heard they cut out nearly every single Michael Keaton scene from the movie. Like his
really,
character is not in the
really.
movie. I had heard that maybe he got relegated to an after credit scene, but for the most part, the character is
Okay.
gone from the movie.
Well, that's crap, because that was the literally the only thing that made me excited about seeing the movie, is the fact that his Vulture character was going to be involved. Um, although after watching the trailer, I didn't know how he possibly could be. Like, there was nothing
Yeah.
about that storyline that made me think, this is clearly where he'll show up. You know, and honestly, I assumed it was going to be kind of an after the credits thing until I heard him talking about how much filming he was
Hmm.
doing. Like, it seemed like he was doing an awful lot. Um, and then, yeah, yeah. That sucks. I love Michael Keaton. And I feel like I never liked Jared Leto. I want to put this out
Hmm.
there. I remember watching My So-Called Life because I had a huge, huge crush on Claire Danes. Huge. Um, and I remember thinking that he was a shitty actor, but then I was thinking maybe I was just jealous because he was the one that Claire Danes liked, and I was like, well, obviously you should like the nerdy kid because I was the nerdy
Hmm.
kid. Um, but yeah, I honestly don't believe he's a good actor. Like, after all of his Joker stuff, and after this, and, like, I think he wants to be a good actor, which is admirable. But I don't think he is, or he's just not capable of making good choices.
Yeah, I think
Maybe his acting is
I
fine,
think it's that.
but he's just made a lot of bad
He
choices.
wants to be a very specific type of actor. He wants to be that guy that's like everybody looks at him and is like, that guy is crazy. You know?
Right, right, right. Um, yeah, like the whole, all of his Joker stuff, and to pull off the worst incarnation of the character, like, bar none.
Yeah.
And it just, if he was amazing, then maybe you could have been like, wow. I mean, I'm really sorry that he sent you guys used condoms and dead pigs and stuff,
I'm I'm
but
really
wow,
sorry
he
that that
was
happened.
amazing.
I'm happy
Um,
for you, or really sorry that happened.
I'm happy for the world at large because his performance was outstanding, but you guys I feel bad for. But now it's just like, man, we got we got shitted out a bad version of the character, and you guys had to withstand that ordeal.
Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely feel like he is just, maybe he should be like a banker or something.
Why don't you go into accounting?
Why don't you just go away, Jared Leto? Go the fuck away. Um, but hey, I'm not, you know, here to tell Jared Leto what to do.
That is true. I've often said that. The goal of this podcast.
It's it's never been it's never been to tell Jared Leto what to
No,
do.
but if you're interested in that kind of thing, tune into our other podcast. Hey, Jared Leto, do this.
Hey, Jared Leto, here's where to go and how to get there. So,
Fantastic
yeah,
Jared Letos and where to find them.
I don't know. I don't know what Sony's thought process is. You know what I mean? Like they're like, we own Spider-Man's bad guys exclusively.
So
Let's just not talk. Let them talk to the
it's
Spider-Man.
it's a fascinating idea that I feel like a more competent studio could come up with, which is just like let's take a popular character and only tell stories about their villains, or
Right,
their
right.
support. Like
I mean,
I mean,
Spider-Man has one of the greatest rogue galleries of all time. Batman is the only character who I think rivals
mhm.
him
I mean, and
when it comes to
you can
rogues.
easily make solo movies of a lot of Batman villains. I mean, we have a Joker movie,
Oh yeah, we have a Joker movie that doesn't even touch
Yeah,
Batman. Look at that shot.
that is nice.
Are
I
you
like
shocked?
his strange runes.
Yes, me too.
I saw a tweet while I was scrolling through the April Fool's stuff earlier today, and the person said, "Be careful out there." There's a picture of a car with the window broken. It said, "Be careful out there. I had 2 Morbius tickets in my car, and someone broke in and left 4 more."
I saw that one too. I did enjoy that. Um, yeah, it's just it's so interesting to me at this juncture that we still can be making things that are so bad. Now again, we haven't seen it. We don't know how bad it is. We really
I
don't.
mean, based
Um,
on reviews,
but
we kind of do,
based on
but I mean,
reviews,
everything's
based on
subjective.
our feelings about the trailers, there were a lot of things that we based our assumptions on. Um, yeah, it doesn't seem to be a good movie.
Hmm.
And again, any movie that cuts Michael Keaton out of it, like that's just not a good move. That's not a smart thing to do. So Michael Keaton equals better stuff. I did hear, and I hope this is not any sort of April Fool's Day joke. I don't think it was, since it wasn't reported on April Fool's. That Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder are working together to try to get Beetlejuice 2 to happen.
Ah,
Um,
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
and I exactly, I think that that would be really fun. But like several people have pointed out, I also don't know. Brian, I assume you've never seen this movie or even heard of it, right?
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I have heard of Beetlejuice. I have I'm familiar with the plot of Beetlejuice. The Lydia,
Oh,
I think, is in it. I have seen several
right.
episodes of the cartoon because I watched that a lot as a kid.
Me too. I loved
I
that
had
cartoon.
some McDonald's toys of Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say I'm Beetlejuice adjacent. They go to buy a
Fair enough.
house. He's like the spirit guy, the real estate agent. I don't know. It all falls apart in my memory. What's his name?
Yeah. Oh, you're you're so far off. You're just so far off.
There's a house involved, right? It's a haunted house.
Oh my God. There's okay. Here's the
There's some
quick
ghosts.
spoiler alert, folks. Here's the
This is
quick version.
this is the spoiler review at the
Uh,
end of the episode.
right.
Mhm.
Um, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis are also in this movie. I don't know that you know
I
this.
didn't know that.
They're actually the main characters of this
Hmm.
film. They start out the movie alive and happy, and then die.
Mm,
They get in a car accident and they
yeah.
die. uh, their souls are returned to their home where they're supposed to live out the next, I don't know, there was an arbitrary number given of time that they have to live in their old home. um, and they can't go anywhere. If you try to leave, you end up on Saturn, where there are sandworms. um, and so a new family moves in. They're the Deets. There's the mom from Home Alone. There's the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and there's Winona Ryder. Um, the mom from Home Alone is awful. She's a stepmom. Uh, and the dad from, or the principal from Ferris Bueller, is so stressed out. He's like a stressed out yuppie that moves to the country to try to chill out, but his wife is, this crazy lady who's, got to be relevant, and she's making terrible art and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
She's on
And
TikTok.
then Winona Ryder, yeah, oh yeah, she would be, if TikTok was a thing, she'd be on it. Winona Ryder is a young goth girl. That's basically it. She befriends the ghosts. Um, the ghosts are trying to get them to leave. Beetlejuice presents himself as a living person exterminator. He will get the live people out of the house. Um, and it's very interesting, given that there was a cartoon show that I loved, and you obviously watched as
Mhm.
well, um, that painted a very different picture of Beetlejuice, because obviously they had to make it. They took like a PG-13 movie and made it G-rated.
Right.
Um, Beetlejuice was definitely the villain of the movie. He was not like Lydia's friend or anything. Like, he tricks her into, releasing him, and then he tries to force her into marriage, and it's very weird, and it's Tim Burton, and it's fun, and I mean, I love it. Don't get me
I'll tell
wrong,
you the one thing,
but
the two things that I remember about the movie. Okay.
uh huh.
One, the movie is Beetlejuice, as if you were squeezing the juice out of a beetle, but the character's name is Beetlejuice spelled like the star, like the Betalgeus, like his. They were going to call the movie that, and someone in the studio was like, "No one's going to be able to pronounce that. Just call it Beetlejuice, like Beetlejuice." And also,
There's a whole thing about, you have to say his name 3 times, and he, like, part of the mythos of this, he cannot tell you his name. And so there's a lot of, like, guessing games and things like that to try to get people to say Beetlejuice 3 times. And there's a lot of people who are like he had like a flyer, and the flyer had, maybe it was the proper, because they were like, Beetlegeist. The hell's Beetlegeist? So that could be an in joke there. Um, anyway, long story short, the movie ends with him trying to force Lydia to marry him. Ultimately, he is put down by Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, and he gets sent back into the underworld. Um, and as far as we know, Beetlejuice is never heard from again in the Dietz's life.
mhm.
And even if he was, the Matlins, the people who died, are like, they're the ones that befriended Lydia and the Dietzes. They decide to all live together in the house. Like, there are special rooms that the ghosts live in, and then the other people live in the other rooms and such. So, uh, so I really don't see where a sequel is going to go. And I don't. It's not that I don't want one. I don't see it yet. I'm intrigued if they're going to come up with a good reason for this to happen. Um, but I don't see it. So, maybe Winona Ryder's character moves into a house and there are some really nasty ghosts there, and she tries to call on Beetlejuice to fight the other nasty ghosts. That might be something, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I
So
I am
it
also
would be much simpler if the cartoon show logic was there, than just Lydia and Beetlejuice went on otherworldly adventures for years
Mhm.
thereafter, but that's not what happened.
The look of Beetlejuice was entirely developed by Michael Keaton.
Yes, yes, I love that. I never knew that until just earlier this year. I was reading about that, and I was like, that is
Hmm.
phenomenal. Because it's what's funny is that he definitely looks like he came out of Tim Burton's imagination.
Yeah, they
But the
gelled really
fact
well.
that the fact that Michael Keaton was just like, I'm just gonna do this. Hey, it turned out great. It turned out really great. So if nothing else, I want to see Michael Keaton involved in every Tim Burton movie because that's how he rolls. From here on out, I just want him to be involved as long as he's happy. That's all. Michael Keaton deserves
Yeah,
happiness. All the happiness that he has brought to me, he deserves it tenfold.
as long as Michael Keaton's happy, I can be happy.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the rules. Those are the universal rules. So,
Well, Pat, you got anything else you want to talk about today, or you want to?
um, you know what? I don't. I'm sick and tired of this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't we put everything else in the parking lot, and I'll give you 10 minutes back. We'll sync up again tomorrow, um, and see if we could put this to bed. Good talking to you. Join us again next week at the probably at the same time as every week, in which we
Right.
will try to take over the world.
Same Pat time, same Pat channel.
Yep. And I'm not going to bother listing out all the. I keep forgetting to
You
rememorize all the stuff,
guys,
but
you guys
yeah.
know. You guys know. It's
Look, if you
fine.
made it here for this, you can make it anywhere. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Talk to you later.
Good night.